Hey. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Lockdown Coverage. My name is Daniel, if you guys are new to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be specifically locking in on the Miami Dolphins. Huge Dolphins fan, born and raised in South Florida. Go Fins, Fins up. I have season tickets to the Dolphins, even though I didn't go much this past season because they started to probably the worst start of any team I've ever seen in my 21 years of existence. But they did turn around late in the season. So I have kind of looking forward to what they have planned for this offseason. They have over $90 million in cap space. They have a lot of NFL draft picks. Hopefully they can hit on most because they got rid of their good young talent for early first round picks, aka Lermy Tunsil and Micah Fitzpatrick. So this is going to be a quick breakdown of what I personally think they should be doing this offseason. This is not what I think Grier will be doing with Miami Dolphins, but what I personally think would fit best for the team, what players they should go after. I'll get into player breakdowns and who I think fits the Miami Dolphins scheme best in later videos because I will be discussing them throughout the whole offseason and hopefully throughout the whole regular season. So we have a lot to talk about. Okay, so first things first. First topic I wanted to discuss was free agency. The Dolphins do not need to overpay in free agency. I don't know if I should say it again. I kind of want to say it again because I don't want them to do it. I do not want them to overpay in free agency. Put it this way, I have not seen any team win the offseason. I've seen teams win in the offseason by paying free agents and saying, oh, they got the best players, it'll work out the best during the regular season. At the end of the year, I have not seen any of those teams being discussed in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. Never. You never win in free agency. That is not the case. You win building your team throughout the draft. So I do not want the Dolphins to overpay in free agency. They have a lot of needs, so it's tempting. They have over $90 million in cap space, so it's tempting. I understand that. Grier worked with Mike Tannenbaum in the past. I think that he knows what he's doing at this point. I don't want him to go out and spend money, big money, on players like Yannick Ngakoue from Jacksonville or Shaquille Barrett from the Bucks. Even though they both had great years, I don't want them to go out there and pay money to someone who doesn't deserve it. And when I say overpay, I mean 5 years, $100 million, $20 million annually. I don't believe those type of players deserve that. I think you should build through the draft. And they have 14 picks. So it's not like they can't draft at almost every position if they wanted to. I think the route to go is draft mid to low level contracts that are probably about $5 to $6 million annually. Maybe if you really like one player, maybe if a Darius Slay from Detroit hits the market, maybe you could pay him. We need someone opposite Xavier Howard. We've been lacking that for a while. But that's the one thing I want to make sure they don't do. And this is if I was the GM, is I would not overpay. I would maybe spend $40 to $50 million in free agency. That still leaves us, that's almost half. If a team came into the offseason with $40 million of free agent, you'd be like, wow, they have a lot of money to spend. They could fill in most of their needs if they do it smart. So that is the route to go. That is the only route to go. I haven't seen anything otherwise. I remember when the Eagles tried building a super team through free agency and then failed miserably with Michael Vick. I don't know if you guys remember that. But the point is don't overspend in free agency. And then the second most important point that I want to make during the offseason is the NFL draft. Obviously, the NFL draft is not till April, but the combine is coming up on February 27th, which is only a week away, I believe. Today is the 21st. So yeah, a week away, but there's going to be some key players that if I'm a Dolphins fan, I'll keep my eye on, like Tua. Tua probably will not participate in any events in the combine. He definitely won't. He is not ready. He's not ready by any means. He can't even throw a football, I was reading. So we are going to have to wait and see. Maybe they delay his pro day so he could throw there, but I personally want to see him throw at the pro day to see what he looks like, to see if his hip is mobile enough. That is what everyone is discussing with our fifth pick. If people think that he has durability issues, he might slip past 5. We might not have to trade up if we actually like him. This is a management decision. If we do like him, he is the most important player in this draft for the Miami Dolphins. If his medical clears and people think that he's NFL ready, even if he does have to sit for a year, which I think he will behind Ryan Fitzpatrick, we will have to trade up because before the season, it was him and only him. He was the projected number 1 overall pick. Tank for Tua, that was the whole thing. I don't know if you guys forgot about that because we won 5 games. But if we get Tua, that is a good offseason for me. That's what I personally think. I think we still need to build in the trenches, offensive and defensive line. That is the most important thing. All of these playoff teams that had amazing running games, the Tennessee Titans, even though you don't think the Chiefs did, they had Damian Williams, who played really well in the Super Bowl. All these teams that are good are very good in the trenches. So that is where I think we should start. I think we need to draft a few offensive linemen, especially for depth. I think maybe that's with 18, with pick 18 in the first round. I think maybe with the 26th pick, we could move and get a skill position. So maybe a DeAndre Swift from Georgia, or maybe a wide receiver. This is probably the deepest wide receiver class we've seen probably since that OBJ and Jarvis Landry draft class. So that is the second most important point that I wanted to make. I will get into these more throughout the season. I will be doing mock drafts during the offseason. I will see who I really like in the combine, if anyone really impressed me. So stay tuned. Make sure if you like this video that you leave a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you like this video as well. More Dolphin stuff will be coming. Go Fins.